Welcome to an AVR draft. I'm username Derelict, and looks like in this opening pack, there's some pretty good stuff. Probably the best card is Gold Knight Redeemer. You typically in this format want to be, well, blue-green is the best combination. Trusted Force Mage is pretty awesome. As a good common, the blue cards are, Peel from Reality is good. Spectral Prison's kind of a mediocre removal. And none of these I would first pick. Slayer Stronghold is good, but it puts you in two colors. I think Redeemer is the pick here, so I will take the Redeemer. Reforge the Soul is not great in limited. The Taskmaster is good. If I wanted to go red-white can be really good if it pops, but you kind of have to get all the pieces for it to work right. So I think either Ringleader or Taskmaster is the pick here. Taskmaster 2 is good if you've got sack outlets, you've got Bone Splinters or Bloodflow Connoisseurs. So the question is, which is riskier? Red-white is a better combination in general. I'll go with the Ringleader. Yeah, so choice here is Pillar of Flame or Defang, probably. We could try moving into another color, but it looks like red-white is fairly open from where we're at, so I think we're just going to go with a Pillar of Flame here. Hope that maybe the Sanctifier wheels, which is a pretty decent card, a playable card anyway. So it's the second Trident we've seen, which is a pretty good aggro card. It's pretty awesome on a Latch Seeker, but we're not in blue. Second Crippling Chill, also a very good card. Anyway, for us, it's between... Heirs is pretty good if they're playing red. That might table. It's between the Righteous Blower or the Devout Chaplain. I actually like the Devout Chaplain because it's a body and it's artifact or enchantment removal. Removal is at a premium in the set, so I don't know. Well, I'm going to go with the Chaplain because I don't like being short on warm bodies. Here there's not. This is a pretty mediocre pack. A couple of okay things for green, and we're just going to take the Sanctifier. Blue might be... I hate to take this guy, but that might be our only decent pick. And this card, I've had it played against me exactly once, and it actually did pretty well. Yeah, we've got a human theme going on. I'm going to take this guy. He's pretty lame. And Moorland Inquisitor is a pretty easy pick here. Scalding Devil can be okay late game, but we're going for a... the exception is a big 6-drop. We're going for the aggressive red-white early blowout. Bladed Bracers, it looks like it's probably the pick. You put this thing on a Sarah Angel, and that's pretty nuts, and it can get some good aggro in, especially if we pick up the first striker. So we're going to take the Bracers. The Defang wield, which is nice, but also the guy's a fire wield, so what do we want? A Defang or a Geyser Fire? Probably the Defang is slightly stronger. This kills 1 toughness, but the Defang takes care of more things. I've never actually played this or had it played against me. I think it really never makes the cut. So we hate one of these cards. We don't. I think we want to hate Terrifying Presence because we got another Defang here. Yeah, that's better than the Trident in general, I think. I'll just hate this card. It's actually done some damage against me. It probably won't do much damage in this deck because I'm going for fast win by turn 6 or so. Sideboard. We've got 10 playables in the first pack, which is actually pretty good. So if you're going for 23 cards, you want an average of 8 playables per pack, about, and that can be kind of hard to get in this format. So 10 playables is actually pretty good. And we've got some cheap drops. Kind of now wish we had the Slayer Stronghold, but the Redeemer was the pick there. Hopefully nobody else, well, or a few other people are going red-white. It looked like from that direction, white was pretty open. Red, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. We'll see him pick 3. I mean, we could always, the defangs are pretty defensive. I mean, we could end up going with a slower, we could abandon the red-white, because that we still have 7 playables here just in white. And end up going in a different direction, but it kind of doesn't look like we are. Stone Right is very good. We got more removal here. Since we've already got a Pillar Flame and 2 defangs, I mean, I'd like another pillar. But we also need creatures. So the pick is between the Stone Right or the pillar. Stone Right is just, I mean, here we're going for aggro, so we really want to be more on the offense than defense, and this guy could actually cause us some trouble. I'm going to take the Stone Right, which I'm not sure is the right decision, but that's what I'm doing. And we got another Stone Right, which is pretty good. Descent into Madness. So, in a live draft at my local game store last week, apparently somebody played this and beat my friend with it. I don't know. I guess it's just a bizarre card. I'd like to see it in action, but anyway. We also got a Moongeist, but again, I think the Stone Right fits into our human theme. Got a foil Pillar of Flame or Fervent Cathar. Blood Artist is a very good card. Cloud Shift is good, Call to Serve is good, and Mad Prophet's good. These are all good. Cathar is a creature and fits into our aggro. Pass these pillars up. I'm going to take that. I just can't pass another Pillar of Flame, so I'm going to take the pillar. Here it's probably this guy. Aggravates actually can be a really annoying card if you've got a ton of 1-drops, but that might actually wheel. We're going with the Inquisitor. Right now we've got a very low curve, a very aggressive deck, and we're happy to pick up another Ringleader here. Haven't seen any Keswick Malcontents, which is uncommon, but Thatcher Revolt at common, there's one, Speak of the Devil, is very good with the Ringleader. So, I mean, Farbog Explorer is good too, but I think we want Revolts. Combos well with a lot of other things too, so it's very important in this deck. Now, last time I went red-white, I had 2 or 3, I think 2 Thatcher Revolts, and I didn't have any Ringleaders, or the only thing I really had to combo with it was the Vampire Havengul, the Havengul Vampire, I think he's called, who gets a counter when stuff dies. But I actually never got that combo, so That was kind of pointless. But with 2 ringleaders, the revolt becomes a lot better. Because you're basically attacking with 3/2/1s, which is pretty nice. And we get another ringleader. Again, these are the Protector and the Devil are more for slower decks. So 3 ringleaders is pretty darn good. And again, we're ahead of the game when it comes to playables here, so it's always nice when you have to make decisions to cut things rather than scrounging for playables. We've already got 17, and this is a super low curve. Got tons of one drops and 3s and a couple of good 2s, and we've got 4 removal here, which is pretty nice, and every single one of our guys except for our big guy is a human, which works well with everything. So we've got a lot of synergy going on. This could kind of wreck us. This guy is pretty mediocre, though he is a human. The guy's a fire is more removal, which, you know, it's kind of mediocre. I don't know. I mean, this might allow me to I'm going to take that. I'm going to take the aggravate, which you may disagree with. 2 defangs. Do I want 3 defangs over a justiciar, or yeah, I think it's justiciar is how you pronounce that. So we got 11 creatures. I mean, we want to shoot 4 in this deck. I'm going to take this. It's more defensive than offensive. Oh, look, the Descent into Madness wield. That's not a big surprise. We'll take the Vigilante, although it may probably won't make the cut. So do I want a sideboard card? This is more of an aggro-y card, and I've actually seen it do good things. I think we're going to take that. I've never actually seen this played either. We're going to take the Call to Serve, although it's probably not going to make the cut. This is more aggro, but it's just kind of weak. These are all weak, and we're not going to be leaving our creatures untapped. You never know. Sideboard. So, again, we are doing pretty well on playables. I don't know about the aggro. That may be a sideboard card, too. I mean, we're already at 21. We've got a nice looking deck already. 3 ringleaders and just a bunch of cheap aggro-y humans. The problem with a deck like this, ooh, a Restoration Angel. Well, that's kind of a snap pick, right? And this deck is just loaded for stuff for us. I would love the First Strike guy. Lightning Mauler's good. Righteous Blow is good, but you take the Angel. That's a no-brainer. Here we got another Thatcher's Revolt, a Pilgrim, or a Herald of War. And the Herald of War is the best card, if not the cheapest and most. I mean, this guy's very good. I mean, there's this kind of a stacked pack for us. We hope that the Thatcher Revolt wheels. This guy's probably not going to wheel, but you know, you can't pass up the big fat angel that just gets bigger every time he attacks. Especially since a lot of times you get stuck with big guys in your early picks, which is what our first pick was. And maybe your first pack, your curve is too high and you're scrambling for smaller picks. By the way, we're going to take the Farbog Explorer here. But we did extremely well here in getting a ton of cheap picks. I mean, we've already got, this was already be a very nice deck. Taking the Farbog Explorer. So, do we go with the combat trick? We hate draft the guy who could cause us some trouble. We take another Stone Right. And we're at 16 creatures. I mean, Stone Right's going to work very well with flyers, and so it's a good sort of late game finisher. And again, for evasion, this guy is good. We'll just take the Stone Right. If we're actually going to play 3 Stone Rights. We're going to take the Revolt here. Firebreathe Explorer is good, but not as aggressive as this. Because again, we want to just be blowing people out as early as possible. Angelic Wall could cause us problems. Barter and Blood could cause us problems. Bladed Bracers actually probably won't make the cut. Well, I don't know. All we have is Angels and Humans. Well, we'll see. But I mean, we have kind of a bunch of good stuff here. So take a second Bracers. I really wish we'd seen a Seraph of Dawn, but I mean, I guess I can't complain too much about these picks. What to do, what to do. I think we'll take the Angelic Wall. I don't think we're going to play it if we're going to hate something. Well, here we'll take another Explorer. See, I'm avoiding these guys just because in an aggro-y deck, I mean, it's not a human. We're going to go with the Defang here. And these guys are, I mean, they're good if they get through. We've seen a couple of Haunted Guardians, which stops those in their tracks. We're just going to go with another Defang, I guess. And we could go with this, but I mean, that would turn our Stone Right into a flyer. We've already got one. I just can't see playing 2 Call to Serves. We're going to take another Defang, which again, you know, maybe I'm being inconsistent here, talking about how we need to be really super aggro-y but, you know, if we can do, we've just got gobs of removal. We've got gobs of things to choose from. So one of the traps you can fall into is having kind of a bad mix of defense and offense. And you can fall into that trap. And I don't want to fall into that trap. I mean, this kind of deck, we just went with 3 ringleaders and gobs of humans. We just want to blow people out. See, like Defy Death is pretty cool. We've got 3 awesome angels, but you know, I just can't see playing. We're going to take the Guise of Fire. Yep, more removal. Another Thatcher's Revolt, which is pretty awesome. So 3 of those and 3 ringleaders. I don't know. I think that's very good. You know, we kind of don't care about some of the late game cards as much. This is all junk. Defense, which we don't need. Okay, so we've got a very good looking. It's weird because we don't have some of the pieces like Handwear Lancer or Fervent Cathar. And we don't have Kessick Malcontents, but we got 3 Stone Rights, we got 3 ringleaders, we got 3 Thatcher's Revolts. These Vigilantes, I don't know if they're going to make the cut. We'll see. You know, we've got some very strong late game finishers. We're probably going to play the Redeemer just because it's a big flyer. I mean, we don't want to get to turn 6 really. So, but it's something that could just swing the game. So our final deck is going to look, I don't know, we're not going to the, somebody's taking an awful long time to pick their last card. Maybe it's a disconnect or something. Okay. So I don't know. See, these guys actually go down in value when you have multiples, but you want them out, and it's a 1-drop human. We want our 2-drops. I don't know why MTGO can't sort things on the fly, but whatever. Okay, we're going to run 2 Defangs, Chaplain, Angel for sure, Herald, and Redeemer. That's 19. We'll resort. Let's play 1 Bracer. So we got 12 creatures, so we're probably just going to fill out the rest of these with creatures. The Vigilante's kind of lame. I mean, actually, so Thatch Revolts count as creatures, right? So the goal is to get one, or, you know, the dream is multiples of the ringleaders, and hope that we don't get blown out early. I mean, we just want to be dropping stuff and bashing in. So bracers are call to serve. Bracers is going to give any angel vigilance late game, which, I mean, I don't know the extent. When we're hoping to just like maybe finish with one of these guys if we punch through and get them low. You know, we're playing 4 of our removal here, which is probably fine. So against nastier things, and if we feel like we have slower games, we'll side in. You know, another defang. And maybe that guy. I mean, we've got a lot of choices, which is pretty rare in this format. So, see what it suggests. 9-8. I think we look at all of our 1-drops are red, so I think we're going to go 9-8 with mountains instead of plains. And so I'll see you back here for round 1. And we'll see how it goes. I've had pretty mixed success.